Hey everyone, Duke here, and today we're going over a walkthrough of the Vox Obscura mission. New for this season, you'll be able to get a craftable dead messenger, as well as weapons and armor from Season of the Risen. As with Presage last week and Seraph's Shield next week, your first completion in a week will unlock a deep sight weapon that you don't have the pattern for, and your completion of this weekly challenge, which seems to be just run the mission twice or once on Legend, will give you a second guaranteed red border each week for those missing those specific patterns from each activity. Also note that before we begin, there will be a number of unstoppable champions in this mission, so you're probably going to want to have something that can stun them. So once we make it to this outside area, you're going to notice that a timer begins and you basically have 8 minutes to finish this section. If you ran this mission in the past, you're going to remember that this actually used to be a 5-minute timer, so it's definitely a lot more flexible and you got a lot more time to get through this part. Basically, all you actually really absolutely have to kill here is the big tank. Once you kill that, it's going to spawn in a tank for you to use, but there are a number of turrets and an unstoppable champion out here. You may want to kill them just to be safe and, not just run out into Narnia and potentially end up getting killed. So, up to you, but as soon as you kill the big tank, it's going to drop a Drake tank for you to grab, and once you have that, you can go ahead and push forward. There will be a number of ads kind of right in front of you. There'll be a ship in the air you might want to kill, but basically it doesn't really matter. Again, the only enemy you absolutely have to kill out here is that tank to get this tank, and then move into the next section. This next section is going to have 2 tanks that you need to kill, and those are going to be your first target. Until you kill those, nothing else is going to be able to be shot. Basically, your end goal here is to get the 2 tanks down, get the 3 kind of tower defenses down, and then you're going to be able to move on to the inside and progress the encounter and the activity. So really this outside area, just in case you're wondering for like the timer and such, there will be 2 separate timers in this activity. You just need to be able to beat this section before the timer runs out. Again, that full 8 minutes from when you first get to the outside area. So as you can see, kill the 2 tanks, then you'll have the little markers show up on these little like orange defense turrets or defenses for the towers basically, and once you shoot the orange spots, you'll notice that there's like the little covering on the actual kind of mechanism on the inside that you can break, and you'll be able to get each tower down individually. Do note that if your tank dies at any point, as long as you've at least killed the 2 tanks out here, there will be these drink tank spawners that you can grab another tank unlimitedly, so don't worry too much if your tank dies, but you definitely, that's again another reason you really want to get those 2 tanks down ASAP when you first come out here, because otherwise you won't be able to grab another tank, and that will make things a little bit more annoying having to be out here without a tank and just kind of kill stuff without the tank. You'll have to actually use ammo, and you may not have that much ammo because you don't actually spawn in with ammo on this one, so keep that in mind. But once you get to this section, you'll be able to break the wall with the tank, and now you're into the second part of the mission, where you will get a raid flag and have some ammo. So in here, as mentioned before, the timer is going to kind of reset or restart, or basically just give you a new timer of 15 minutes. Again, in the previous version of this mission, this used to be a 10-minute timer, so we are getting a lot more flexibility with the mission this time around. Definitely makes things quite a bit easier and a lot less time pressure, but there is still some time pressure. You can't just take an unlimited amount of time. So this first section, basically just kill everything, kind of move forward, take your time, doesn't have to be super quick, and then you can go over to one of the sides. There's actually a right side and a left side here. It doesn't really matter which side you go down, but again, kill everything in the hallway and drop down. For this area, there's going to be 3 separate doorways. Again, you can go in any of the 3 that you want to start, but basically start killing things in there, kill the scion that is in the bubble, and that's going to break the shield of the big kind of mini boss scion, which then will allow you to basically unlock the code for that room, and you're going to repeat this process for all 3 rooms. You will notice that kind of in the in-between areas there will be these fires that kind of turn on and off. At least on the normal version here, they don't really hurt too badly. Like even if you get hit by them, you'll be fine, especially if you have a little bit of healing, whether it be a healing rift or recuperation or something. You'll be more than fine. But keep that in mind. There is the fires there, but again, like I said, all 3 rooms will have a few ads. There'll be a scion in the back with a bubble that you got to go inside that bubble and either punch or shoot it to then break the shield of the main mini boss in the room, kill the mini boss, and then make sure, again, don't forget to interact with the table or whatever you want to call it kind of in that room that will have the mark there after you kill the scion. Otherwise, you'll have to end up going back there to actually unlock the final door. But Once you get to the third room, again, kill Scion, kill mini-boss Scion, interact with the button or the little screen here, and then that will unlock the main door into the final boss room. Do note before you go into this room, there will be a number of turrets and a Colossus kind of near the back of the door. You'll want to kill all of these, and you probably don't want to like head into the room until you kind of pick them off, because otherwise you're just going to be in this room with no cover. So kind of sit back, take them all down, and then you're into the boss room. In the boss room itself, boss is going to spawn up top, and basically you need to do about a third of his health before the mechanics begin. There will be a couple of kind of main boss attacks that the boss does. If you saw the first one there, he basically shoots lightning from the sky. You just don't want to really stand right there where the blue lightnings come from the sky. Just don't stand there. Pretty self-explanatory, but move when it happens. And once you push the boss to a third health, there's going to be a number of turrets on the middle top platform here. I like to get here as quick as I can once I push the boss and just take these turrets down before anything. And the mechanic to then be able to push the boss again is, again, the Scions from earlier. There's going to be 3 Scions around the room, all with the bubbles, so you got to go inside the bubble and either punch or shoot the Scion to kill it. And there's going to be 1 on the left side of the room, 1 on the back side of the room, and 1 on the right side of the room. These are going to spawn in the same exact spots on the second third of the boss's health as well, and we'll go over that again when that happens. But once you break all 3, that will, again, make the boss damageable. You'll also notice there's a second mechanic there where you get basically detained by a purple bubble. You'll notice like kind of glowy crit spots in that purple bubble, so when that happens, just look for one of those glowy spots. There's a bunch of them. Just shoot it and you'll be good to go. And the third boss attack are these fireballs. You can shoot them. You can also use just cover or kind of run away from them. Again, shouldn't insta-kill you or anything if you get hit by 1 or 2. If you get hit by the entire barrage of them, definitely is going to hurt and may kill you, but you can use things as cover. Even if you're like near them, you can kind of go underneath like you see me do here. Just, again, try to do your best to avoid the fireballs or shoot the fireballs or use some form of cover for the fireballs. Even can use the inside of a Scion bubble as well as I do there. But again, you're going to need to kill the Scions, going to need to kill the turrets. Technically, you don't actually have to kill the turrets, but good luck if you're running around with the turrets there and just shooting you around the entire room. But again, kill the 2 Scions here. There's 1 more Scion on the final side of the room. And then for the last third of the health, again, just basically melt the boss. As mentioned before, again, the only specific 100% adds that you ever have to kill in here is obviously the boss itself, and the Scions that spawn in to basically allow you to do the damage to the boss after each third of its health. But once you've killed the boss, then you're going to want to maneuver your way up to the top of the room, into the kind of back side of the room. There will be a room that is now open. You'll need to interact with the console that is to your left as you come in here, and then that's going to allow you to interact with the chest here at the end and give you your loot. And you're done. Vox Obscura, get the Dead Messenger, get some loot from the Season of the Risen, get some legendaries, get some patterns if you were missing those and didn't have them from the previous seasons, and you're good to go. Mission complete. I hope this complete walkthrough guide was helpful, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.